Wonderballs, Wonderballs, Wonderballs.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting so
Welcome,
excited.
everyone.
We're getting another podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Alkaline Arcana, a questionably accurate discussion of fantasy lore. I'm Blake, your judge for Jackal Wares.
I am your Holocene Hellhound, Bryce.
And I am your Sphinx's Sphincter Inspector, Travis.
That's right.
Welcome, everybody.
Ew.
All right, what are we talking about today?
No, well, first and foremost, what are you buttholes drinking?
Oh, here, yeah.
Let's talk about what are we talking first. And then do drink.
I just want to call you guys buttholes after Travis used sphincter. I couldn't pass that opportunity up.
I've kind of infected everybody with that.
Well, today we're talking about The Revenant, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Revenant.
Leo DiCaprio's award-winning film.
Yeah, how many times did you guys watch it? I was absolutely enthralled with the movie. I think I did a 2 or 3 time viewing. His performance was Oscar worthy.
Scrap this episode. Let's talk about The Departed.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
I love that movie.
Let's
Man,
just
that's a
shift
good movie.
on over. Let's just bebop on over to The Departed, another great Leo DiCaprio film.
You know, I have not seen the film The Revenant, but I'm excited to discuss D&D Revenant today. I hope they're exactly the same so I can learn something.
I don't know a bad DiCaprio film.
Now, the beach isn't great.
How is it not great?
You know, The Beach isn't great, but it is not bad. I did watch The Beach expecting it to be, exceptionally a poor film, but it was pretty entertaining. I thought it was a little dated by the time I watched it because a lot of that movie took place in an internet cafe, and I don't think those exist anymore. So that was one thing, but I thought it was a pretty decent film.
Listeners, I
I
want
haven't
to talk to listeners for a minute. Listeners, I know you're here. I know you tune in for some D&D. This is clearly not what we're giving you. I apologize.
There's a huge chunk of our listener base that loves Leo DiCaprio.
Everybody.
So
everyone loves.
Give a shout out to the Alejandro Inarritu movie, sort of a tour de force right after his Oscar directorial performance, The Birdman. He came back and directed The Revenant, a fantastic film. You got Oscar-winning actor Leo DiCaprio. You got Oscar-nominated actor Tom Hardy. You had some other great performances like actors Will Poulter, and one of my favorite actors of this era, Domhnall.
I think that my favorite
I was actually
performance-
really excited to talk about this, guys.
I still think that my favorite performance of the film was Michael Cera's portrayal of the bear. I thought that
Yes.
I thought that they did a really good job of making a suit for Michael Cera.
No, it's
and
not
it
a
looked
suit.
So
he's
realistic.
a lycanthrope. It's not a suit.
Oh, that makes way
That's
more
his
sense.
real skin.
That makes way more sense.
I saw the first movie I saw with Michael Cera, I think was probably Superbad, and from that moment forward, I was like, get that man in a bear movie because he was born to play a bloodthirsty mama bear beating
Did
up
you
on
know-
Leo DiCaprio.
Hollywood trivia here, guys. That was the second time Michael Cera portrayed a bear on screen.
Oh,
The first was in Superbad. He was the victim of the bear fucker.
okay.
Yes.
Crossover with the Broken Lizard film, Super Troopers, probably.
Yes, no, that is the one. My
Yeah.
apologies.
I was thinking like
used the wrong
Superman.
film
Where
there.
did the bear go? Okay, Super Troopers. I got it.
Same film.
We're all on the same page.
all movies that have super with a word attached to it are all in the same universe. Superman, Superbad, Super Troopers, you name it, all anything you can think of, all the same film, all the same universe. You can just tie them all together.
We got to tone down drinking before the episodes, boys.
I don't think so. But speaking of, what are we drinking today?
Blake, why don't you tell us
Let's
what
kind
you
of
got?
go round robin. Yeah, let's start with Blake.
Today I have Devil's Backbone from Real Ale.
Oh, fantastic beer!
I have that one too. I just didn't bring it for today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is a Belgian-style triple, and it has about 8% alcohol, 8.1% alcohol officially. And Real Ale always has good stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and see how this bad boy is.
Yeah, he's drinking water.
Watching him.
This
Tell us
is
how the
our,
water is.
I mean, Devil's Backbone.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. I'd say this is the second Belgian triple style I've had on the show after Le Fin du Monde, and I don't think it's as good as Le Fin du Monde, but it is still a very, very good triple Belgian.
Hell yeah. Sweet. No, that's a good beer. Devil's Backbone. Yeah, I actually have a 6-pack in the fridge right now.
We all have Devil's Backbone. Crazy.
Okay, I guess, yeah, you're not, the point is, Blake, you're not special.
Yeah, you're not special.
Everybody's got devil's back.
Who doesn't?
I have to say that you guys aren't special because I brought it to the show. Everyone else just has it somewhere else.
I was saving it for when it was relevant.
Well, we have Leo DiCaprio's great film about the devil bears coming at him. Of course it's right.
Well, I'm going to tell you about mine. It is from Wasatch Brewery. It is a double bock. It is called Devastator.
Ooh, let me see the logo. You got a logo on that bad boy for us?
It is 18 IBUs, so not very bitter at all. 8% alcohol.
Ooh, I like that.
We're going to get
That's
silly.
a pretty good and interesting combo.
It is brewed
like
right
that a
there
lot.
in Salt Lake City, Utah. Established 1986, the year I was born.
Cool.
So wait, you were able to get a beer above 3% on from Utah? That doesn't feel right.
Well, they had to ship it out.
That makes sense.
You can't purchase it in a grocery store, but you can purchase higher ABV beers in Utah.
You ready?
All right, that's fair. Let's hear it.
Very good. Very smooth. Ooh, it's like double bock lager. Yeah, that's
And Travis, what do you got today?
All right. Well, I'm really excited about this because apropos of our topic today, which is actually the Revenant, I've got some Voodoo Ranger.
Nice.
Yeah, no, as I was preparing for the topic, my wife was going to the liquor store, and I said, hey, go grab some beer, and then I'm going to give you a topic, I'm going to give you like a theme, and then you bring something back that's appropriate for that theme. And I told her of the Revenant, and she brought back some Voodoo Ranger, and you've got a skull skeleton man wearing, this is the American Haze. Voodoo Ranger has a lot of great beer. I think it's a subsidiary of New Belgium.
We need to talk to Michelle. She's the one that picked this. Can you?
Yes.
Let's hear from her.
Yeah, let me go.
She did a great job
grab
picking
Michelle.
this.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's really important, actually.
Yeah. No, this is a fantastic beer.
We're not gonna hear from Michelle then.
I do. No, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna allow. She will quickly leave this podcast if you guys find out how big she is.
That's the long-term goal.
So, yeah.
No, what's the show got to say on this?
It's the long con. Yeah. And she has a lot to say about Revenants, let me tell you. Yeah, so let me crack this open and I'll tell you guys how this goes.
It is a perfect pick for this.
So American Haze, ABV, I think only 5%, so a pretty smooth beer. I don't see any IBU label on
It doesn't
here.
have on IBU. Straight water.
Oh man, how's that Zephyr Hills water treating you?
Good. It's like a Zima. No, it's very good.
Hey, if your water tastes like Zima, you need to get better water.
Or, hear me out, just keep drinking the Zima.
Bottle it up, sell it. There's a big Zima fan base out there that would be anxious to purchase a product.
I've never had a Zima, and it's like my white whale at this point, right? Like, I just want to try. I goof about that fucking drink so much, and I'm sure it's just Smirnoff Ice, right? I'm sure that's what it is, and I know that, and I know I'm going to be disappointed when I try it, but I fucking must find a Zima. I must have one.
What comes to mind is the only place left that has Zimas is probably some river bottom in Texas.
You made this
people were
exact
just, like, chugging
joke
them on the tubing.
3 weeks
Did
ago.
I fucking? All right. Rewind. Joke rewind. Second time's the charm.
Listen to our own show.
Yeah. All right, so everybody's got some decent beers today, so let's jump into the Revenant.
The Revenant. What are these boys? Well, I'll tell you what they are.
What's
Tell
a
us,
Revenant?
Bryce.
All right, Bryce.
They're sentient
Don't you
zombies.
pose and answer the question?
They are sentient zombies. They're also bullshit. I hate them.
But aren't we sentient zombies?
I hate these things.
Bryce, are you a
Why do
zombie?
you hate these things?
Hold on. Let me clarify. I think they're interesting as a foe. As a playable character, fuck you. Get out of my game.
Oh yeah, I don't want a PC. If I'm DMing a game, I want nothing to do with the Revenant at my table.
This is the kind of bullshit that
why?
Blake always brings to my one-shots and just breaks the fucking game in the first 30 seconds. It's like, oh yeah, you guys gotta swim through water. It's gonna be really hard. Oh, my dude doesn't need to sleep or doesn't need to breathe. It's fine. Oh, but there's a shark coming at you. Oh, it's fine. I can't die either. Cool. Well, you win.
Listen, in this obscure document, some playable race is like this gargantuan Titan creature. I think I'm going to do that for the campaign, if that's okay.
Look, I like to optimize my characters. All right.
I started to get a seething hatred for Blake just reading about the Revenant because this is the kind of playable character he always brings to my games. I fucking
This
hate
is
it.
like Blake's, fucking loopholes.
I mean, you gotta put me. You say every time, just whatever's in the books, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh boy, howdy.
Now I'm not going to say that. You ruined it for everyone.
So, real quick, Bryce, explain, I guess, how this character is broken. I think you're probably talking about the Unearthed Arcana playable race.
Like, they've always been... Well, I think as a playable race, they were first introduced in third edition. Well,
okay.
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
during third edition, but it was in Dragon Magazine where they were introduced as a playable character. They've always been fucking invincible. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're a little bit broken.
So I guess before we get all the way into their playable character stuff, let's give a general rundown of the monster just in and of itself. So a Revenant is an undead creature, which once it died, how it died at least, or whatever method it died, was so evil and so egregious that it needed revenge so badly that its soul couldn't go to the afterlife and ended up binding to its dead body. So it rises from the dead 24 hours after it's killed to hunt down whatever has wronged it. From that point on, it has 1 year to the day to hunt down the creature that wronged it and kill it. It always knows where that creature is and in which direction. Well, so it knows the direction and how far away it is. It might not know exactly what building it is, but regardless, that's how...
Direction, how far, no magic can hide you.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it. He is gonna know where you are. It doesn't have to sleep. It doesn't have to eat. It doesn't have to drink. It doesn't need air. It is coming for you constantly for a full year if you create one of these things.
It is immune to fucking everything. It's stupid. I hate it.
Oh yeah, like as an enemy, I really want to throw one at you guys as like a nice like one shot. Have a great night, and let's see if you guys can get away from this boy because I don't think you can.
Yeah, as a foe, it's interesting because I really like my players to be creative, and it kind of forces you. But as a playable character, fuck you. You can get right out of my table. I don't want you here.
That's fair.
So, quick question. It focuses in on the person that wronged it, but can it like shift that? So when you're in combat with a Revenant, can it focus its attention on you and be like, you know what, fuck you in particular. I'm actually, you know what, I don't like you, and so now you're my target. Yeah,
it can definitely do self-defense, no problem. It can also, like, if the person who wronged you, if they had accomplices, they can go after them too, but they're secondary. They might kill them, but only if like they're...
Yeah, no, what it says, I think, is if there are several people involved in the plot, like say 6 people, like, there's 23 people who stabbed Caesar, right? Whoever did the killing blow is the first to die from the Revenant's hand, and then it goes down the list of those 20.
So also, correction on a couple things. You said they're very rare, very, very rare. So much so that
doesn't happen often.
If anybody in your game sees them, it will likely be the only time they've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we weren't wrong on that. But also, you said whenever they die, like it has to be in such a horrible way that like they have unfinished business. Basically, is what it boils down to, and they come back.
Yeah.
Originally, in first edition and subsequent in second edition, because if you read the text, it's copy and paste it. It's exactly this. That was the case. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the case in first and second edition. Third edition, they changed it to where the Raven Queen.
Oh, nice.
The Raven Queen could like sort of choose to bring you back as a Revenant, and for various reasons, it could be either personal reasons or like another god could like plead a case for you, like, oh, like they worship me, I still go on mortal plane. So it doesn't have to necessarily be that way. But that was
that's cool.
The Raven Queen is so powerful that to her, you are just a Raven ant.
Yeah,
a Revenant.
That's why, like, another god.
Oh, God. You sly bastard!
I did it.
Yeah, but basically you are nothing to her though. But that's why another god would have to plead your case now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think along the lines of at least those origins, something I really like about the Revenant is that they do have an extremely high charisma score because they're actually so impassioned and emboldened and truly believe in their cause that they can really convince people to join them.
And I think that's bullshit too.
It's a badass mechanic.
No, I think it's bullshit. They get a bonus on charisma. They're like, it's a walking corpse.
That's how fucking cool it is.
It's not cool.
Why you gotta hate?
Bullshit. It doesn't make sense.
You wouldn't follow a walking corpse? If a walking corpse came up to you and be like, "Hey, let me, recruit you to help me on my mission of vengeance," you would say, "Fucking no." No, you wouldn't, Bryce. Come on, I know you.
On first, second, and third edition, the stats whenever your somebody becomes a Revenant. It doesn't have to be a playable character. Wait, hold on, what is it? What bonuses do you get once you become them? It's +4 to strength, +2 to charisma. Strength, okay, I'll give you strength. +2 to charisma, bullshit. No constitution, you have 0 constitution no matter what.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a strange thing because like if you're like unkillable, you feel like your con
But
would be high.
you're undead.
But I guess they're unkillable. Their body is very killable. It's just like their spirit. That's all right. Never mind.
Right, they come back.
Well, it depends. What version you're looking at? Most of them they come back. One of them they didn't.
Okay, well I'm talking specifically in 5e. So in the current edition,
I'm talking about
they come
all
back
lore.
a day later. No. I know. But
Yeah, it is 24 hours. It's generally 24 hours.
How long did it take for Leo DiCaprio to come back from the bear attack? Was it about 24 hours?
No, he didn't really die. He was an actor.
Well, Michael
You
Cera...
keep bringing up this movie magic, and I guess this is another one of those examples of he didn't really die?
No, Travis. The aliens didn't invade on Independence Day either, buddy.
Why did he get the Oscar then?
Okay, he dies.
If he didn't
he dies
die,
a little,
why did he get the Oscar?
No, he dies a little bit each time he gets snubbed at the Oscar.
But so that time, the first time he lived was when he died.
Okay, fair enough.
So something I did like from earlier editions is that to even be considered to become a Revenant, you had to be pretty high level. You couldn't just start out. So minimum Constitution had to be 18. Wisdom and Intelligence had to be 6. The total of all your abilities combined had to be equal to or greater than 90. And even then, there's only like a 5% chance that you become a Revenant.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that kind of
makes total sense.
Yeah, that kind of just gives credence to like how rare they were.
Now that's a good point because I actually thought about how funny it would be if you were running a campaign and all the meaningless creatures that your party killed came back as Revenants to usher in vengeance for.
Actually, that's kind of like
their demise.
Well, that's kind of like what happens in the Adventure Zone. Well, spoilers. Hold on.
Whoa!
Yeah, and I think it was the Crystal Kingdom, right? Didn't they have to fight like all the dudes again?
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. That
so
was,
I mean, maybe they were Revenants. I don't know what Griffin had in mind there. But we should call him up and ask him.
Yeah, no, let me shoot him a text.
Yeah, get Travis.
I don't know. I really do like that Revenant are extremely rare, and it has to be something like way over the top, like an extremely powerful creature.
Yeah,
because if not, like if I slapped around a bartender in one of our games and he fell and knocked his noggin and came back as a Revenant, I feel like that'd be unnecessary, right?
He has unfinished business. There were
like at the same time, like
4 drinks that weren't poured.
Fair.
He deserved to die then.
I was gonna say I'm happy it's a humanoid because let's be honest, we got a big old setup to just slaughter cows. Like, what if every cow you like eat that steak and just like for the next year you're running from a slow heifer, and I'm not sure that would be great either.
It wouldn't take a year, man. A cow could knock me out today.
Oh God, no! But at least I have doors and they can't go downstairs, so I have some strategeries, right?
Okay,
I'm set on those things.
They can't turn a doorknob.
No. The only problem is if you have those door handles. Now that's where you're boned.
Get rid of your handles. Everybody, as just sort of a word of caution for all of our listeners, get rid of door handles. Just go with doorknobs. What are you doing with the handles?
We're going to put out a series of PSAs. Hi, this is Blake with Alcon Arcana. We just want to let you know your children aren't safe.
No, they're not. Completely unsafe thing.
They're not.
I have a child.
Do you know how many things that don't have thumbs that want to kill you? There's so many things without thumbs that want to kill you. Don't make it easier for them. Don't make it easier.
Wait, this is important. No, Bryce, we have to keep going on this. Do you have door handles?
No.
Then we're good.
I'm a knobby boy.
I got really worried for a second. This was in danger. Mortal danger.
Same.
Well, I'm still in danger, just not from that.
That's fair. All right, so these Revenant, what happens when they die? Like, what happens when you kill their body as a Revenant?
So I actually wanted to posit this question because I don't know.
I'm sorry, hold on.
I couldn't really find the answer. And I was hoping that Bryce would answer them.
There is an answer in 5e. Did you not read the 5e entry?
Hold on, you guys are skimming over something. Travis just said, I really wanted to pivot this answer. What? Pivot?
No, pose it.
That is not what I heard.
You heard pivot?
No.
Let me pivot.
Pivot. Okay, whatever.
Pose it.
What was your question? Because I was too distracted by it.
The vocabulary. Oh, sorry, let me break this back. So that was a junior level high school vocabulary. Let me bring this back down to a middle school level for Bryce.
Lower.
So my question was, what force, or I guess what magic, what god, what enables people to become Revenants? Because is it sort of something that happens by default, just as like a natural phenomenon, or I couldn't really find the answer to that. Like, how could I become a Revenant above and beyond the sort of attribute requirements that you guys were talking about a little bit earlier.
It's sheer, unadulterated, pure hatred that keeps them going past it.
Gotcha. So the only time I've ever seen a Revenant credited in real life was when JaVale McGee he tried to go for a good dunk in the NBA and he missed it real bad, and Shaquille O'Neal just made fun of him so hard, and that was it. Revenant from now on. It was pretty rough
at that moment, and then he came back to life as a Revenant.
The insult was so bad that JaVale McGee dropped out on the court and came back as a Revenant, and now his only goal is to take out Shaquille O'Neal. Nobody has made that hard, but he will find a way.
Yeah, so what would it take for you guys?
Well, it's funny because for me, it's also basketball related. It's anybody who witnessed Christian Laettner playing college basketball just has that much of a hatred
We're
for
all
him.
Revenants then.
They have that much of a hatred for him.
Watching Duke
whenever
baseball,
they die, they come after
Duke
him.
basketball.
It makes sense.
Because everybody dies a little when they have to watch Christian. I'm from Kentucky.
That's another reason God hated Christian Laettner, is because he knew that by watching him play basketball at Duke, the entire populace would become Revenants and defy his will.
It's happening.
That's that's among the many bullet pointed list of why God hates Christian Laettner specifically. That's definitely
Christian Laettner. I hope you're listening.
The fact that Christian Laettner made the dream team over Shaquille O'Neal is still just that's the only thing that's truly worthy of becoming a Revenant.
That's it. I'm becoming a Revenant.
Is Shaquille O'Neal a Revenant? Is he
Shaquille
also a
O'Neal?
Revenant?
Okay, we've got a lot to talk about now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He breaks rims to prove how wrong Christian Laettner was. He can only do that with the rage of a Revenant, right? He won a couple of rings for a couple of cities. If you don't have that kind of drive, then he yelled at Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe, but he yelled at Kobe because he's a Revenant. Things are all coming together, guys.
Only Revenants could get away with that.
But I guess
to be fair, I didn't know about this actually before I read about it. I didn't know that Revenants had a year time limit.
Okay, it's a year now. It used to be 3 to 6 when they get older.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, what it said was 3 to 6 months, like because your body's still decomposing, and then like one. But I know they changed it.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think it also kind of makes sense with how you said it had to be a very powerful adventurer in prior editions, whereas this one it's kind of you get slapped on with some really good additions if you die in a horrible way, whereas the other one you had to be a level 20 adventurer. So I don't want to give a level 20 adventurer a year to track somebody down.
Every episode.
Revenants can't do that. They can't digest things, so they can't actually burp.
Every single episode, you have this gnarly burp that I'm like contemplating, like, do I leave it in? Does anybody want to hear that? I don't know. If you don't want to hear it, let me know. Tweet at us.
We're absolutely. Hey, Twitter poll after this episode. Should we leave in Travis's funky burps?
It's got universal appeal.
I don't know about universal.
Mass appeal.
I don't know if it appears to my ear holes when I'm editing and I have to listen to it 800 goddamn times.
Yeah, the listeners got to listen to that burp once. Bryce, on the other hand.
I was checking my levels on that burp, and it looked right in the money zone.
Sure. Yeah, like, your audio in particular is shitty, except for your burps. They're always crystal clear.
It's crystal clear.
So what's great is actually Travis has a really good audio system, and he loves, this is all a troll to give you shitty audio, but he switches it on because he knows his burps have to be fucking right.
That's right.
Also, if you are listening to us again, thank you for coming back and listening to us. I'm glad you enjoy it. But also, I'm still learning how to edit audio, so that's probably why it's not, up to NPR level.
Bryce, that thank you is exactly how all my one-night stands went in the morning. Thank you for still being here.
Hey, you're still here? Color me surprised.
I appreciate it.
So thanks for the sex. Fantastic. First of all, let me start off with that.
Home is breakfast required. Thank you.
Call you an Uber.
My Twitter is Blake. Please follow me.
You need change for a cab? How does this work?
And then I burp in her face.
No, that's my roommate Travis would burp in this poor girl's face.
It's incredible that you guys aren't single.
No, we locked it in early. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. All right. So these Revenant, they're obviously made by horrible things, and they can chase you down for a year. So let's say you do something awful, right? Like just whatever the awful act is. You can tell us or not what that is. But now you have to get away from a Revenant for a year. How are you going to do it?
So
I thought a lot about this. Okay. Go ahead, Bryce. But it's kind of a long game. It's tough.
All right, let's start with you. Let's start strong. You have a good, solid answer going.
Yeah.
First,
so start real strong. Here we go. Best answer up top.
To start with, what did you do?
What heinous thing could I have done to promote the creation of a Revenant? I don't think there's anything more humiliating than.
This is great audio.
I lost it. But yeah, so I think as far as what would humiliate me the most, I think someone. Again, going back to like the pickup basketball game from the Kobold episode, if some short little Kobold man swatted me from the top of my shot and sent it into the stands, I don't think I'd ever let that little man down.
Ooh,
and so I think that would probably turn it. I'd probably kill myself at that moment,
Just
and
to
then
become
immediately
one.
come back.
Wait, then you are your
into
murderer.
Revenant form.
Did we find a loophole?
Oh, shit. Well, no, I think the cause of the murder would take precedent over who actually inflicted the mortal wound. And so Bryce or Blake, you disagree a little bit on that, but I think I would take it out on who sort of promoted it or instigated the action. And
well,
so
let me tell you this right now.
person.
In the rule book, it officially says who you can take it out on that person, but whoever dealt the deadly blow has to be dealt with first.
Shit. So I would just like immediately kill myself again. I would come back and then I would just kill myself again.
Yeah.
And then I would close the loop.
I think you can go after him. I think you can go after him.
What I don't understand is they say once the person that killed you is dealt with, like, you're done, you can disintegrate. But, like, how do you go after somebody else after the one that you dealt the
that's a
blow?
good point. So if you have multiple people that are involved, how do you go after each and every one?
Well, I think it's one of those situations, again, kind of in the Caesar situation, where 23 people stabbed him, right? But one of those daggers, let's just assume it was the 23rd person, was the one who killed him.
First one killed him. The other one just...
Yeah, the rest he's fine. They're safe from the Revenant. Like, no, dagger number 9, bad. Everyone past that, golden. But let's just say it was the 23rd, right? So he would go down the list after that. 22, 21, 20, and just as many as he could get through before the year ends.
No, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say
really, what are you disagreeing about?
The way it works is once you take care of the final blow guy, you disappear. The other guys are secondary, and you only take care of them if they're like in the process of you finding that.
All right. I mean, I'm telling you, the rules as written disagree with that statement.
I'm telling you, 5th edition isn't the only edition.
This is Raw versus Bryce. Rules as written, Raw versus Bryce. This is a common debate.
It is. Tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast.
As the DM of this podcast, I'm saying this is the way it works.
Well, that's the end-all be-all. I don't think we can argue against that at this point.
It's canon.
All right, I mean, that is true. The moment he says it, it's done. It's finished. Line it up and run with it.
No, I think there were some kids actually in middle school. I used to buy, so I didn't grow up super wealthy, and so there were some Walmart shoes that didn't have laces, they had Velcros, and there were some kids in middle school that made fun of those Velcro shoes. They said, oh, look at this kid with his Walmart shoes, and so I think at that point I would sort of mark them, in one way or the other as totems of my revenge as a Revenant, so...
As feelers.
Yeah, I think that's as low as you can go. I don't know of any other.
Hey, those shoes, those work. I'm not making anybody find anybody who wears feelers. But Bryce, I need to read this rules as written. Very important.
Please read verbatim out of a book. This is what people want to hear. Go ahead.
We are arguing about it, and I'm bringing rules to the table. Deal with it.
This is what it's like having a lawyer as a friend, everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it? I love it for everyone, too. I love vegans. All right. Oh, no, I lost the sentence because I got lost. All right, in cases where the Revenant seeks revenge against more than one adversary, it pursues them one at a time, starting with the creature that dealt the killing blow. So, if 7 people can...
No, you can't just pick one sentence. What else does it say? When does it... whenever it accomplishes its mission, it disintegrates, right? This is what we're talking about.
Yes, but it's clearly more than one foe. So if you don't have to just kill the person who did the killing blow, you can kill more than one person past that.
I don't know.
That's literally what the rule says.
Okay, literally the beginning of the rule book says it's all DM discretion, so fuck you for one.
Fine. But we're not talking about hey, look, if you want to do whatever the fuck you want, of course none of this matters. But if you're talking about from the rule book, he can kill more than one person, and if whoever killed the killing blow is the one he starts with. So if there's
I feel like this is a slippery slope. Because culpability can be easily attributed to a wide swath of people. I mean, I didn't vote for George W. Bush, but am I responsible for the Iraq War? I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of.
You did write a very big report that was given to Congress at 7. It was a pretty big deal.
No, there's a lot of people that can bear blame for that. So I don't know.
But I think that the general nature of the Revenant is whatever creates it has to be horrendous, and that's what creates it. So I think you have to be directly involved with this horrendous plot. You can't be ancillary.
No,
you know
what I say is, if you're fucking immortal, once you kill the dude that did the final blow, you're gone. I'm sorry, you're not sticking around. You're immortal anyway. Fuck you.
But he's not immortal. It only lasts for a year. So there's 10 people.
No.
There's 10. So let's just say there's 10 people. They do this horrible scheme to kill you. Only one of them shows up in the alley to knife you, right? But they're all intricately involved. They're all hugely involved in this plot, right? All of them deserve to die equally, even only one wielded them. So,
would you know that?
As a Revenant, you would.
This is magic bullshit. So yes. If you know where someone is in the world, and you know the direction just because they were a part of this plot, I'm assuming that magic or a god is going to let you know that these 10 people were part of this plot to kill.
Yeah, a Revenant would absolutely know.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is that yes, one person wielded the blade, but 10 people were equally involved in your death. So you start with the person who wielded the blade per the rules, and then you can go past that. And now you have a year to kill the rest of them in whatever order they're most culpable, right? So, I mean, I feel like that is how Revenant works. I don't think that just because you killed the guy who jabbed you in the ribs, you don't get to go out the rest of the people who plotted.
Yeah, I agree with Blake on this.
Let me paint you a story. Blake creates a Revenant character to ruin my game. Session 1.
Mm-hmm. That's a given.
Session 1, minute 1. Everyone involved in or knew of anyone involved in your murder kills themselves. You're gone. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
You're actually, that's it.
It says that too, but that's a caveat you didn't include.
No,
if everyone in the plot is dead, you disappear. Absolutely.
I'm just still really salty that this is a playable character. I'm so mad about it.
Oh, I agree. No, I would never allow Revenant at my table. I don't want a Revenant at my table. That's out.
I read a little bit about how DMs handle the playable character Revenant, and I think it makes sense if your story has kind of morphed itself really integrate with a particular character and their background, and if they die during the campaign setting, I think it's a really good way to provide closure or kind of enhance and not necessarily cut short a lot of what you...
Yeah, I read that too,
that
and I think that's pretty much the only way to do it is if your character dies and then they come back because unfinished business. If you come in at a level 1 at the beginning of a campaign, fuck you. No way.
That's right.
No, you're out at that point.
But even coming back as one, I gotta really like that character to bring him back because you are OP.
A Revenant, if a Revenant is as powerful as it is, you don't get to show up as a Revenant because we want some narrative arc to get there, right? I mean, if one of y'all's character died in our game, I might consider a Revenant for a short, one side quest for it to close it out.
But aren't there other mechanisms too, at that point, if you're really far into a campaign where you feel like the background of the story has sort of kind of attached itself to a character, aren't there other avenues
there's some magic
like resurrection and some other I do feel like Revenant is sort of beefing up a dead character more so than
it depends. If your party doesn't have the magic capabilities that are required to someone back or something like that, then that's in your toolbox as a DM.
Even then. So if somebody died in my campaign and I really wanted to bring them back, I would talk to them about how we wanted to bring them back, right? We could either give a quest to find somebody to revive the character, which isn't out of the question, and they would probably ask you guys to go grab an item or something and they'll revive the character. However, if the player who was playing that character was I don't really want to come back for the full term, say we're level 7 or something going into a level 14 campaign, and they really wanted to start a new character, and we could wrap up that character by killing the sub boss to the main boss with them, I can see a narrative sense to where that would be a lot of fun and a great way to bring a Revenant into the campaign. But I do not want to ever bring a Revenant into my campaign at level 1. Like, there are better ways to bring revenge plots into your campaign than a Revenant at level 1.
I think that's definitely agreed. Absolutely. Well, how would you get away? Like, if you had pissed someone off, you made fun of their Fila shoes, and they were so furious that they couldn't let it go. Even after 20 years, they absolutely could not forget your name, Jeff, from 7th grade. How would you get away from that person if they decided to come after you? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I would do one of two things. I would use a wish spell. Fucking dead.
Okay. Or just use a wish spell.
Or I would draw really well in the deck of many things.
Of course. Two easy things to do.
Or
I'll just call Mormon Jesus and tell him to get me out of it. Yeah,
come on.
Or the third.
We're just doing whatever we feel like.
Whatever the fuck we want to do.
Or the third, and probably easiest of all of them, I would make 100 clones of myself, and we would just scatter throughout the globe.
Okay, now I'm in. Okay, so, but here's the deal. I'm not sure that breaks the Revenant's magic. That's what I'm
he could still find me, but there's 100 of me.
But does it? Do you actually get split, or does he know, like, that's the real one? I know what a clone is.
Here's the question. Do I know if I'm the real one? I don't even know.
Yeah, I feel like if you are the creator of the other 100 clones, you would know.
Nope.
You would know.
Nope. The witch in the woods is the creator.
No, but I feel like the clones wouldn't know, but you would know.
No, we all get the same memory. Who knows? I don't know.
I got a loophole to this. I got a loophole that's a lot easier. And that's the blowfish toxin solution, which is where you. So as a Revenant, once your target is killed, your mission is over and disintegrate, and your soul progresses to the afterlife. But if your target decides to take some blowfish toxin and artificially stop their heart, and by all intents and purposes is medically dead, is that kind of a loophole at that point where you don't have to worry about them anymore? They have successfully killed you in one form or fashion. And
this is not like... So there was a case in the U.S. Blake probably knows all about it.
A Revenant case?
It was a
Revenant case?
Somebody who was sentenced to death. And I think they were electrocuted or something. And their heart stopped. They were legally dead. But then they came back. And the law was like, well, I mean, we fulfilled the sentence. He did die. And like they let him go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
I am not putting my seal of approval on this story.
You mean this story that I read on like a Reddit comment like 2 years ago? Are you saying it's not true?
I'm saying that.
In law school, did you not reference Reddit comments for your case law?
Most days, the judge always says, "Why were you talking about what the other justices are saying? Let me know what user hero of war has to say about these fucking fire." No.
User anus tongue puncher 33 said.
Fartbox liquor 49 had to say no.
Hey, let's not bring mine into it.
We just doxed Bryce.
I feel like if that was a real case, there's no way I wouldn't have heard about it. Right,
because you've heard of all cases in law.
No, of course not.
All absurd ones, at least.
No, but something that if there was a legitimate case about the death penalty, about a dude coming back to life, and the Supreme Court's just like, yeah, hell yeah, let it ride. Like I feel like that would fucking have come up somewhere.
I may have gotten the ending wrong. I think they let him go, but maybe they killed him again. I don't fucking know, but I know. But I know that was the argument.
That's an important part of the story.
If the court was like, no, he's still dead, I'd be like, yeah, that probably is true. But if the court was like, no, homie, go play, just get out of here. You get down to the TC, go get down to the country's best yogurt.
I don't know what the ending was, but I know like his heart stopped. He was legally dead, and then he came back, and then like his lawyers were like, he fucking died. He was sentenced to death.
Yeah, no, I think I absolutely believe that's an argument that an attorney would make 100%, and I absolutely believe that there might be a case where the court was like, no, you are still going to be executed, but I do not believe there's a case where the Supreme Court let this motherfucker jaywalk out of the fucking jail cell. Just like...
Just shuffling out.
We're just gonna moonwalk the fuck out of here and go across the street and have beer. I do not believe that.
Came back as a Revenant. This is like what should have happened in. It should have happened in that one movie with the. What movie was it?
Green Mile.
Oh,
Green Mile.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. That's it. Basketball. That's what it is. No, the Green Mile. That's what should have happened. Came back.
No, I 100% agree with you on the Green Mile.
What was that dude's name in the Green Mile?
Michael Clark Duncan?
No, not the actor.
Oh, Tom Hanks?
Character. Yep, Tom Hanks. That was it.
Oh, shit. Tom Hanks.
The dude with the rabbit, or not a rabbit, the dude with a mouse.
Tom Hanks did not play the character Tom Hanks.
He did?
No. Michael Clark Duncan played Tom Hanks in the film.
This crap.
Tom Hanks played Michael Clark Duncan.
This is gonna get real confusing.
Yes. Anyway, what was better? The Green Mile or the Revenant? As far as just we're talking about film wise.
I've only seen one of those, and it wasn't the Revenant.
I ain't seen the Revenant, and I haven't seen the Green Mile since I was a child.
The Green Mile is just sad.
Yes, this is a fruitless discussion point.
And cut that one out.
Nope.
So, I love your clone idea, Bryce. I think that the Revenant would still know which one is the right one, so I'm not sure if it would work. Here's my idea. I am going to do everything in my power to become good friends with Michael Bay, right? Or, excuse me, James Cameron. Me and James Cameron are going to become great buddies. And then I'm going to make James Cameron take me in the sub for like weeks at a time to where the Revenant can't really get down there and open the hatch. That's my plan of action. Poke some holes in that bad boy or poke some holes in that sub. Let me know how this isn't going to work.
James Cameron does
what James
Cameron does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not because he's James Cameron.
But because
because
Cameron
he's
is James Cameron. Yes. So please let me know. Fill me in. How am I going to meet James Cameron? I'm not sure quite yet. I got on Twitter, and we have a huge following, so I'm going to waylay that into meeting James Cameron.
So big plot hole right here is, what if James Cameron is your Revenant?
Ooh.
Then what?
Good question.
Oh man, this is big. This is a big change. Okay, new plan.
Let me be the first to tell you that Blake has said a lot of offensive things about James Cameron.
Among other
people. I don't necessarily believe that if I had to guess if he would be your ally or your Revenant, I'm leaning more towards...
I don't know. Look, hey, here's the fucking deal. Let's go ahead and address this right fucking now, all right? Billy Zane should have been the lead in Titanic. Fuck Leo DiCaprio. I've never been more fucking angry about... Anyways.
You're making me angry. DiCaprio.
Hashtag Billy Zane got a raw
treasure.
Deal. Oh, Billy Zane got the rawest of deals. He should be our fucking hero right now. Anyway.
He should have died
by
that
won the
door.
Oscar for,
he could have fit on the door.
He would have won the Oscar for The Revenant. Billy Zane would have had the success of Leo DiCaprio had James Cameron made the correct decision, which is to make him the lead of Titanic. And then you would have seen Michael Cera destroy and disembowel almost him instead of Leo DiCaprio. So I think, man, what a history-changing event. Yeah.
I mean, you can, and I don't know if you get the same performance out of Cera out of that, you know, because he really, I'm not sure if you get it, but regardless, that would happen. In that case, I think I would switch my target from James Cameron to Elon Musk and then go to space.
Hey,
yeah, I was thinking the space thing for sure.
I want to put this out here. Fuck Elon Musk, but also going to space is.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's the only person I know who's like, hey man, let me in that rocket.
No, like a Revenant doesn't have to breathe. They can get in space. They don't have to breathe. You gotta find a way to breathe.
You don't get super dunking powers to jump to space.
Well, he can hop on the rocket.
Who's in the space game? Of all the people in the space game, you've got the NASA, you've got the Jeff Bezos with the Blue Origin, and you got the Elon Musk with the SpaceX. I think I could convince Elon Musk to put me into space more so than all the other options.
Yeah, I'm with you. He's convinced that Kanye's a good president choice. Like, I can definitely convince him that I can go to space.
I could talk him into it.
I can make that. I can talk it. Yeah, I can talk it into space.
You got China going to space. They can be bought. You got Russia going to space. They can really be bought.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Russia and China are going to want real currency. I can pay Elon in memes.
No, listen. Yeah, Russia doesn't want real currency. Russia wants rubles. The fuck is a ruble?
Blake's very rich in memes, for sure.
On
Okay.
top of that, you're right. They do want. They do want rubles. I'll just start playing.
Have you
all the
seen
Zelda
Blake's
games.
meme account? Have you seen Blake's meme account?
I
It
haven't.
is stacked.
Travis, that's not supposed to be given to the public.
I'm really bad at memes. I'm like a boomer when it comes to memes.
I would say I'm a rather average memer, but I am a grade A dreamer, and that's why I'm going to get on Elon Musk's team in that space.
Listeners-
And that's where it's at.
Listeners on our social media, if you ever see a meme and you look at it and you're like, this person clearly doesn't understand memes, that I did it. It was mine. I'm sorry.
It was all every meme you've
Like,
ever
what does this
seen.
mean? What mystery is this meme? I don't understand the context
This
nor the execution.
This dude clearly doesn't understand the intent of this. Yep, it was me.
Well,
I think-
Elon used to be a listener to the podcast. I don't know. I think he's since dropped
Good.
his subscription.
Good. Fuck you, Elon. Fuck you. I hope you
all
don't
right.
listen.
And now that Bryce and I have beautiful action strategies that we can certainly get away from, and praise be my best friend Elon Musk and my other best friend James Cameron for getting me out of here.
Clearly all I
Travis, how are
closure.
you getting out of this?
Well, I talked about my blowfish toxin attempt. I think I would definitely try that.
Yeah, he did
But
already
really,
answer.
there's no way out. I think the best thing that you could do if you've got a Revenant coming after you, because he's got a year. It's a year timetable. One point about the year timetable that I wanted to bring up is that as a Revenant, you don't sleep, and so really, if you're doing an apples to apples comparison, that's like 3 years because 30% of our time is.
No,
Yeah,
that math is
so-
wrong, bud. That math is wrong.
Why is that?
Well, how much? How much time do you spend sleeping?
A third, yeah, but that's not 3 years. 1/3?
I'm multiplying the 1 year by 3, just sort of
Not
as a
by 3. It's not by 3. You're awake for
relative to-
It would be
2/3 of the day.
Hey, look, hey, Mr. Engineer, it'd be a year and a half, is what it would
It would be 30% more. It would be a year and a third.
Oh, fair enough. Fair
God,
enough.
you're the fucking
Well,
engineer,
it's-
huh?
My
Well, I guess I'm calling it a year and a half of awake time, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. Sometimes
that's
maybe
fair.
I sleep longer
it's
than
a
8
year
hours.
and a half of awake time.
Yeah, so I guess my ultimate point is it's not so bad. A year is not so bad. But the only thing I could think of is to trap it, because you can't kill it, obviously, back every day. And so you got to trap it. And then just due to my pure charisma, I think I could befriend it. I think I could trap it and then befriend.
No,
And then,
it's like
we could all be happy.
no. His eyes even change. Like something takes over his body whenever he sees the person he wants to kill, and I don't think there's no like charming it.
Yeah,
But
no,
by the way,
there's-
they're immune to charm, so
Disagree.
there's
I
that.
disagree.
But also, I think trapping it is a good idea. If you could sort of like get it stationary somewhere where it can't go anywhere, that's probably your only bet.
No, it's not. If we're talking real dealsies, yeah, you got to trap this bad boy. Travis, you have the right reaction, except for becoming best friends with Elon Musk, which I'm already in the process of. So,
Unless he's
That-
also your Revenant. You make a lot of enemies, Blake, so I think you got James Cameron, and I'm not sure it's out of the question that Elon Musk would also be Revenant.
And Drew Lachey really hates you. He's been giving me a bunch of hate mail, like telling me to kick you off the show.
Yeah, we haven't really brought that up. The members of 98 Degrees have not been happy with
Look,
us.
Just because we didn't know the other 97 members besides Nick Lachey doesn't mean
I
that they
know-
can harp on this forever.
I know Drew Lachey, and I know he's a fan, and I appreciate it, Drew. Keep listening.
Yeah, Drew is our dog. With that, let's just say you ran into a Revenant, right, in the middle of the night at a park.
Feeding
feeding
ducks.
ducks.
Okay.
How scary would you find that boy?
Well, okay, so this is going to depend on a couple things.
All right?
One, how decomposed is
I don't think that... I feel like obviously magic is going to keep the corpse at least lively enough, but I would say it's going to be like a pale, milky skin, maybe a little bloated. Probably smells.
Okay, so it just looks like Travis.
Fuck,
Got
that
it.
sounds like me. Never mind. It's not like that
From,
at all. It's,
from the lore, it depends. If it's been killed recently, the spirit seeks out the nearest corpse with which to possess. And so it's kind of dependent.
Let's assume it's not too decomposed.
Okay.
Just off the bat, it just looking like a normal person. I'm probably not gonna be too spooked. If I know what a revenant is, and I know that I'm the one that wronged this revenant, then I'm terrified.
Well, so let's throw this out there. If it knows, if it's your revenant, even if it doesn't, like, let's say it switched bodies, right? So even, let's say it's switch body, so it's a body you've never seen. However, if it's the Revenant for you, its eyes are still going to have this like glowing hatred that you can very clearly see, to the point where it like scares you so much you're frozen in space. It's one of its things.
Then I'm +5. It scares me so much I'm frozen in space. Like +5 automatically.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, like I was gonna go +3, but +5 is probably right. Just like
also seeing a guy coming at me with like glowing eyes. Yeah, I'm scared in the dark. Yeah.
I think it'd be even worse if it was like someone you didn't know, right? Like if it was somebody you knew you killed, like I'm obviously immediately gonna be scared because I saw their face. But if it was somebody else and you could see the pure malice in their eyes, yeah, that'd scare me even more. I'm gonna go +4. I think +4 is where I'm at with this.
What if it's just Travis you humiliated in middle school for wearing Velcro shoes? I don't know if you would necessarily recognize.
Yeah, but you would see, like, but here's the deal: you would see a little Fila sign glowing in their eyes, like a neon sign, so you would know that that's what they were there for. So what's your?
I actually, I mean, because we're talking night, and I'm not necessarily sure that the light would be conducive to examining the complexion of a zombie skin. I would say that it's probably a 0. I think I would be about the same afraid of a stranger as I normally would.
A stranger?
I'm normally
with glowing eyes.
I'm normally afraid of stranger people when I'm feeding ducks. I don't like to interact with people, so I'd probably I'd be a little apprehensive to that, but I wouldn't necessarily assume that they were coming after me.
No, but see, here's the deal. Like, it's the magic kind of lets you know that this guy is coming for you.
Oh, wait. Like, also, the magic, we didn't even mention this, and it does throw a wrench in this. You see them always as that person. It doesn't matter what body they're inhabiting. You see them as that person.
I did not know that.
Oh, I did not know that. That changes everything.
5, +5. Glowing
I forgot
hatred
that.
of somebody who I just wronged. Yeah, +5. That's fucking.
I'd be pretty terrified.
Yeah, this is the scariest thing imaginable.
That actually changes everything psychologically. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume the same thing, that I'm always gonna see the glowing hatred in the same form in his eyes for my sexiness portion, and I'm gonna go -5. I'm just like.
That's a +2 for me. I'm kind of into that.
Oh, you know what? Hate sex +1.
I'm a +3 because that's what I'm going to depend on in order to survive after I trap them. I have to seduce them
This is your
in order to befriend them. So.
All right, so I gotta say, this is our scariest and sexiest boy so far.
I don't know. The werewolves were close.
What a combo!
Werewolves were close. They were 3 and 3.
What a combo!
Werewolves were close. Werewolves were definitely close, but this one just feels a little spookier. Like it's scarier, and the sexiness level is there regardless. Like,
congrats, Revenants! All our Revenant listeners, congrats out there. That's high praise.
Hey, you guys want some good news?
What's the good news?
We got some listeners.
We did?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Heyo!
Because we have some listeners, we now have some user-submitted questions. Are you ready?
Yeah. So
it's time for my favorite segment. Well, go ahead, Travis. What?
No, I was just saying, let's hear it, and we need to do some theme music here at this point to
we need to come
indicate.
up with a name for the segment.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and sing that music for us, Travis?
User questions. We are excited. Blake, Travis, Bryce. We can't wait to answer your user questions.
That's very good. I'm just gonna go over. Let's do like a quick one from Twitter, and then we have like a more extensive one. So first, Twitter question comes from user. It's at Tavern Talk 3. Thank you, at Tavern. How do you handle a single PC dying in the middle of a campaign? Well, it couldn't be more relevant, right?
Right.
You allow them back as a Revenant.
They could come back.
I think that's made clear throughout this discussion that I think all of us as DMs would allow that, and we'd enjoy it, and we'd really encourage it.
They could come back as a Revenant. That is an option. If you want everyone at the table to hate you.
I don't think you have to hate the person who comes back as a Revenant. I really don't. I love this question, by the way. I think obviously it's going to be the lawyer answer, as always. It's fact dependent.
Yeah, let's skip over that answer then. Let's go here.
Yeah, boring.
It's fact dependent, right? Like, it just depends on how that person died and what the other person wants to bring back to the table. But
it is.
I'm trying to think of if there's a universal answer, but I'm not sure that there is.
Well, there's clearly not. I mean, as a DM, it's all your decision. You could
exactly.
You could have them make a new character. I mean, that's what most people do. They just roll a new character. It's like, I want to jump out the window. Are you sure you want to jump out the window? All right, you do it. Roll 6 dice or whatever.
I think it's either you roll a new character or you make an NPC. I think it just depends on the campaign and like what the flow and the tone is, you know.
So that is an option at your disposal. There is lore out there. Everyone will hate you, but it is an option.
I like the Revenant option, depending on the campaign. I really like it.
I
wouldn't like. I hate it. I hate it as a level 1. But I kind of love it as like if you're about to beat the sub boss to your campaign, like the number 1 henchman for the big bad evil guy in your campaign. I think making a Revenant and making that character to finish that arc out is a great way to end that section of a campaign.
Yeah, if you're like. Awesome. Yeah, if you're all like high level anyway, fuck it, do it. Why not?
I don't even think it needs to be high level. I think it just needs to be the right moment in the story. Like if you're trying to run a campaign to level 8 and you're killing the big bad evil guy at level 5, you can make a Revenant to kill that big bad evil guy, and then you got to make a new character after the Revenant kills that big bad evil guy, right? But I love it as a narrative component. I'm not sure I love it as the drive to your character's purpose to go adventuring. I think it has to be earned.
I don't love it at all.
I
don't love it at all, but I will tolerate it at a high level. That's where I sit.
That's fair.
I got a thought. I would not do the Revenant route, but I would do the Resurrection route. And if any member of your party can't perform the Resurrection spell, I think come up with it and pool the money. If you convince the rest of your party to do so, to get a cleric or to resurrect you, and then you are beholden to the role of your DM for your new race, and that adds a new element to the story.
Take what Travis is saying with a grain of salt. He's just salty because I did a one-shot. He got thrown off a fucking mountain and fucking died.
And I survived.
You died?
We don't know for sure that my character died.
Yeah, he died. As the DM, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think the only issue with that answer, Travis, is that what do you do in the meantime, right? Like, whoever's character died is still going to want and still needs to be a part of this campaign. So if you do have to go on this big quest to revive this character, what happens at the end of that quest?
They get to role play in the afterlife while the adventurers are trying.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, just always.
Just find a cleric, and maybe the DM makes it a little bit easier potentially to find that cleric that has that ability.
Well, but, you could just give the player that died control of that cleric, and they control that cleric until they revive their character if they want to keep playing that character.
Or bear with me. Maybe that character had a twin who has all the same memories, all the same skills.
And his name is always Landfill.
Yep. I was thinking as well.
Yep.
Landfill.
Okay, let's do one more question because from our super fan, she really wants this answered, and I really want to get. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
This comes from Queen of Mars 44. So Queen of Mars is asking. This is kind of a long one, so bear with me. My elf is pregnant. We did some research and found that elves can come to term in 2 years. It seemed like a popular, but not the only option. It fit with the DM's story and plans and suited my needs because it allowed for a healthy amount of adventuring before she has to retire. For obvious reasons. I'm assuming, you have a baby. It was a party secret, so we decided I would roll every morning for morning sickness, or anytime she saw or smelled something overly gross. She is also a princess of the realm in disguise, so many rolls were made. Eventually, the party caught on, and it sparked a debate. The other party members are decades old and seasoned D&D players, and they all insisted that elves are pregnant for the same amount of time as humans. We couldn't find anything that said, especially that, for 5e. So, what do you think? What's the gestation of an elf? Was the DM right to make it 2 years? Should it have been something different? Let's think about it.
Where did the 2 years come from?
They said they researched it a little bit, but there was a bunch of discretion.
So let's just go ahead, for sake of argument here, let's assume that there is at least some answer in some book that says 2 years and some answer in another book that says 9 months, right? Let's just make that assumption because we didn't do research into all of the topics on this one. So, personally, I am siding with the DM and Queen of Mars. I think that I think that if it really suits the narrative and it made a lot of fun for a lot of roles and it made for a ton of fun, like on people trying to solve this mystery of why she's throwing up, or gives like characters awkward ways to do stuff, I think that adds to the narrative. I think that at that point, it's 2 years in that world. Gestation is 2 years. That's where I'm at with that.
So, yeah, where I sit is, for one, DM's always right, period. But also,
yeah, of course.
I mean, yeah, you got to think about elves are typically magical. I mean, they don't have to be, but they are a lot. And you live in a world that is magical. So who's to say that, like, you don't have a spell that slows down the gestation? I mean, that could happen. Why not?
Yeah, of course.
But also, let's think about sort of the real world we live in. The gestation period of people is around 9 months.
Yeah.
The gestation period of a full fucking elephant is only 22 months. It's not even 2 years. So an elf spending 2 years in there sounds a little weird, but I mean, I guess it's possible.
I think that my first thought is immediately to go with, when it comes to rules and it comes to lore rules should probably be consistent, just so everyone is always on the same page of what should work and when. Right?
Weird. The lawyer says this. Go ahead. Rules should be consistent. Go ahead.
I mean, I like don't get me wrong, I love the rule of cool. I love that as well. Like, if you guys came up with some random bullshit that slightly broke the rules, I would give you all right, it's going to work this time, but it won't work in the future, which is fine. Like, this is the game. We're trying to have a good time. The whole point of this game is to have a good time. I think that making it 2 years and making all these rolls and giving all these people chances to see it, I think that it's more fun, not only from a rule standpoint, but from a lore standpoint, neither of which are set in stone, to give like everyone else in the party this like thing they could find out, and to give this person a hidden secret, and like to give a real hard stop on adventuring. But why not make it 2 years? Like, why not? Like, who cares? Like,
I mean,
who gives a shit?
I agree, and especially having the rolls every morning or like every time they saw or smelled something gross. Yeah, like you gave the party plenty of opportunity. So if you're a DM, that was the right call.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100% on the DM side on this one. I think the DM made the right call. Let her make the rolls. Let her make this big story decision, and give her 2 years, because that's more fun. Like, yeah, that's more fun. Fuck it. Yeah, who cares? Like,
yeah, if you're part of this party
years...
and you were mad about the 2 years and you said it shouldn't have been that way, fuck you.
No. Like, I like, you know what? I'll play devil's advocate.
Please.
I think that if the campaign was short and the campaign was really time-based and it was less than 9 months or whatever the period is, maybe narratively, like, it could have made sense to have a hardline stance on 9 months, but, like, it seems like it's way more fun to have these roles, and it's way more fun to like enjoy this narrative. And if I'm sitting in the DM chair at that game, no, 2 years. That's what it is. My world is 2 years. Don't like it? Fucking deal with it.
The way the question was worded sounded like they would reach that 2 years of the campaign.
See, that's where I'm at. So like, who cares? Like, okay, fine. Like, whatever. This is 2 years. That's what it is. Like, DM is right. She's right. More fun. Let's ride. Travis, your thoughts?
She could just assume, if you want to be pregnant for 2 years, just be pregnant for 2 years. Yeah. And if the other players are like, oh well, that's actually 9 months, then be like, oh, I got pregnant again. You know, like I had my baby, and then I got pregnant right after that, and so we'll just say that I got 2 babies instead of 1 baby. So why not?
What this boils down to is the players were mad that they were duped for so long. I'd be mad.
Yeah.
How humiliating.
I'm very willing to change lore at the table if it makes things more fun. And I think that at that point, all those roles, making this a secret, making it fun, that is way more important than caring about the minutia of how long it takes an elf to have a baby.
I'm 100% with you. This is a game. Whatever's fun is fun. Let's have fun.
Hell yeah.
And this also, I'm going to point out, this goes to our hater on Twitter. We have one hater on Twitter. Listen to our show.
Yeah, maybe listen once.
We don't know everything about D&D, but we have fun.
That is the whole point of this show. And at that, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you for coming back. If you're still listening at this point, you actually have enjoyed this, and we really do appreciate it. If there's anything you'd like to hear from us, obviously we're willing to settle debates, but if there's a topic you're really interested in, throw it our way on any of our social media, and we will we'll take a look at it, and we will try to address it as fast as we can.
We love hearing from you. It's really the only thing that keeps us going, and we want to keep going because we're having a lot of fun. So we're now on we're on most podcast services. We're on most podcatchers. We're not on Spotify yet. We will be in 2 weeks because you need 5 episodes, and this is number 4, or this is number 5.
No, that's number 6.
This is number 6. Sorry, God damn.
No, by the time you hear this, we will be on Spotify.
There you go. Yeah, we're on Spotify now. What's up?
Hey, Spotify listeners.
But anyway, so you can find us on all those. If you have trouble finding us on any of them, let me know. I'll try to get us on there. You can reach us at Twitter, Alcohol N, the letter N, Arcana. You can reach us on Instagram, Alcohol and Arcana, or just search the hashtag Alcohol and Arcana. Be sure and tag us, Alcohol and Arcana, so we can see it. We do like to respond to as many of you as we can. If you do give us a 5-star review, screenshot it and tag us. And then we can reach out to you and we can have you say something on the show. We can shout you out, whatever you want. We are still sending the first 5 people to do that a sticker. 5 people have not done it yet. So those are still available. And yeah, please send us those questions. We love them. Thank you, Queen of Mars 44. We really love getting your questions.
And as always, thank you to the other innumerable members of 98 Degrees. And
There's 4.
to
There's
Melissa
4.
Joan.
It's 4. There's 4. 4 members. There's 4.
I will never know.
Bryce,
how
I don't
many
think you
it
can
is.
count them.
You can. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count to 4. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And on top of that, thanks to Melissa Joan Hart for being a huge listener and promising to always come on.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch herself.
Melissa Joan Hart, I will not quit.
I will not. Melissa Joan Hart, you're our white whale. Please come on our podcast and talk about witches with us. We will not do witches until you're available.
This is a pledge to everyone. We will not cover witches.
Never.
Until Melissa Joan Hart is on our show. If you see the title Witches, tune in.
It's a lot, yeah. If witches
that means she made
show
it.
Up,
she made it.
If witches does show up, Melissa Joan Hart's on that episode.
Oh man, I can't fucking wait.
Also, if you are a listener at this point on episode 6, you're obviously a huge fan. So, don't badger Melissa, but if just like, hey, have you heard of this? Little nudges aren't bad.
Yeah. Also,
casual DM.
No DMs. No DMs.
Yeah, please no DMs. God
Casuals are fine. Casual DM for him, fully clothed.
No, Travis, no DMs to Melissa Joan Hart. She is a lovely human, and we want her on our show. Do not ruin this for us.
Don't bother Miss Hart. I'm sure she has a very busy schedule. Anyway, we really love doing the show. We're terrible at marketing, so if you could help us out and just tell a friend or two, that'd be great. We're not asking for money. We don't make any money. We're probably never going to make any money. But I do like seeing that people listen to us.
I'm with you. And with that, we will catch y'all next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.